Hi folks, welcome back to the B29 restoration project. Today what we're working on here is getting all of the clear glazing for the windows on the B29 nose glued in. I've got probably 3/4 of them done. I went ahead and vacuum formed the bombardier, the very nose portion of the nose. Honestly, it's not the greatest vacuum form, even with a couple of days of vacuuming and making sure that all of the dust in the area that I did the vacuum forming was gone. Dust still popped up, so it kind of, from a couple of feet away, it looks pretty good. Up close, not the greatest, but honestly it'll work for now. I might do another one later on once I get some more plastic, but for now we're just going to kind of deal with it. All of the other windows are laser cut and they're actually flat, which you're probably wondering, why are there flat windows in a compound curved nose section? And the reason why there are is because they're supposed to be. If you look at pictures of a full-scale B29, especially of the windows, they're flat. There's no curvature to them, which seems kind of odd, but is also very quick and easy to manufacture that way at wartime. And then around the edges of the frame, especially here where there's a lot of curvature, there's actually a sealant to basically blend in, do like an aerodynamic blending from the round to the flat window and back to the round again. So with that knowledge, it made the decision to laser cut all of these 18 windows individually pretty easy, because it makes it to where I don't have to make a vacuum form tool to have this large portion of clear plastic vacuum formed that I don't have the capability to do in my little homemade vacuum forming setup. So now what I'm doing is I'm getting ready to prepare gluing in the last of these windows. This one here, like I said, is laser cut. They're just about 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch larger than the opening. So I've got these all kind of situated. These were laser cut and they had the protective clear plastic on both sides so they don't get scratched. I've removed the clear plastic on the portion that's facing outwards where it's going to be glued, and then the inside still has it. I've just removed one corner to where it's a little easier to get to remove that part once it's glued in. The other things I use is a bunch of rare earth magnets, and when I mean a bunch, I've probably got 200 or 300 magnets here with me. The reason I use the magnets, you will see momentarily. I'll actually use the magnets to hold the clear plastic pieces in. I use it on all of this. I've used it on canopies. It really works very, very nice with the magnets to hold your canopies or your side windows, any of that stuff in place. It gives a very nice tightly clamped joint where the magnets are. If a little bit of glue gets on the magnets, they pop off relatively easy. It makes a huge difference in how much work or effort goes into to gluing these things in. Canopy glue is RC or Formula 560 from Zap. PT56 is the part number. Probably get it anywhere that Zap glues are sold. I believe they also have another like RC56 or something that a couple of other ones use. I'm sure pretty much everybody has some sort of clear canopy glue. It's kind of like, if you've never seen this stuff, it almost looks like Elmer's glue. It might be Elmer's glue, I don't know. And then here on the end, you can see this is just a I don't want to say it's a syringe, but it's a needle, not like an injecting needle. It's just blunt. It doesn't poke you. These typically come with a bunch of little squeeze bottles on Amazon. I buy them, I don't know, like there's 10, like a bag of 10 for a couple of bucks, and they come with all kinds of different sizes of these needles. I use a needle just to get a really nice small bead of glue around, which is where we come at now. We've got our clear plastic. I'm just going to come around here and I'm going to put a very generous bead of canopy glue around here all along the edge. Since these are laser cut, the laser kind of leaves, I don't really want to say a jagged edge, but the edge of it definitely has some texture on the plastic, which kind of helps hold the glue in place. So I'm just going to come around. Like I said, I'm leaving a very generous bead of this glue, like so. And then I'm going to come inside here, and I am going to place it where it goes with just a little bit of overlap on the inside. I'm going to take 2 of these larger magnets, in this case 2 of this magnet, and I am going to use that to hold it in place. As you see, works good, holds a long time. I've got a bunch of smaller magnets that aren't quite as strong as some of the larger ones. In that case, I'll just take a stack of 4. I'll do the same thing, and I will put them there. And then we have that one, and then I'm going to take the next window, and I'm going to essentially do the exact same thing all the way around. These windows I'm making as I'm kind of overlapping them on the inside, the frame, I'm making, seeing if they need to, if they're overlapping each other. You don't want the clear plastic on top of the clear plastic. So I'm making sure that that doesn't happen. But and kind of trying to get them as close to the edges of each other as possible. There we have it. That's pretty much how I glue in my my clear anything onto an airplane, whether it's vacuum formed or flat pieces. Just use rare earth magnets. Buy a couple of get fairly large ones and then fairly thick ones. That way you get a lot of clamping area and a lot of clamping power. The smaller ones really don't work that well unless it's a really thin piece of plastic, and even then sometimes they don't have the power to get through like a piece of 8-inch balsa wood or whatnot. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Fairly short one.